Hello, the game has started and my opponent's opened with cuz. I have pretty balanced rack and not much I can do. I can get some value by playing underneath the Z. So a play of Gab, for example, 22. Just want to make sure that there's definitely no bingo. I have the board component of a word. T-board, for example. No, not seeing anything, so I'll go with Gab. Draw the V, not ideal, but the rest of the rack pretty good. UG takes a H, so Do might be an option. 18, not a terrible rack leave. Created a... Ooh, Peridia. Okay, opponent scores well and takes the lead. 84-point power play. Peridia. Okay. I have Horde. 33. Not a great pickup. Duplicate A and E. So quite away from a bingo here. If I can get rid of the V and the Y. Opponent's play of Dotty doesn't help my cause. I suppose I could play Yay. The rack leave not terrible. Mm, 19. Okay, going with this. Not great. The F and the V not fantastic together for bingo prospects. And the duplicate A. I have the after component of a word. Looking at 6-letter words ending in E or A. Not seeing any. Left side of the board a little bit cut off, unless one of us plays down onto the C. Opponent plays Glit. And I'm wondering about a 5-letter play ending in F. Not seeing one. Avert. I don't have a great F play here. I don't want to keep double A, but just not seeing great scoring potential here. Vac creates a bingo lane through the V, scores nearly nothing. There's no EAF patterned word that I can see. What about favor? 25. Yeah, that's fine. Not a good pickup. I draw the Q and no U or I. I can get rid of it here for 11 points, but I'm already 50 behind, or 40, but soon to be more. So not a great spot to be in. Now Trank 48, unlikely to remain available. Not a great rack leave, but for 48 points I'm willing to endure it. Unlikely, as I say, the scoring opportunities are limited here. Horde probably takes, the ING definitely, and the ERS. So that's a potential 40 to 50 point play, or roughly 40 points. Now Trank does remain available, and opponent's play of Ox doesn't really give me much to work with. Now I've got the men component of a word. Steel men, I'm not sure about that. Telemen could be good, actually. Doesn't play anyway. So no extensions onto Horde. Horde men, no. Opponent's play of doesn't really help me, although it does marginally. 26 for a 2-letter word, that's not bad. Telemen, no spot for that. I'm going with this. Okay, a bit vowel heavy. Don't see a 7 here straight off the bat. And I don't see a way to score well either with this rack, so I'll probably be drifting behind in the next couple of moves, score-wise. Just looking at Lee, 10 points, creating X is gone anyway, but that's about as good a rack leave as I'm going to get. Opponent's play of juries, 41, wow. So I've got Lone. Lone, how does that look? $30 points, not a bad score. Just wondering if the U, Toluene, but that's a 7, not an 8. So the U not really providing a bingo opportunity. What about playing through the J? Nah, I'm going with Lone for 30. I draw the K. Not great for bingo prospects, but I can score with it, I guess. Eek for 18. Can't play under the L, which is a shame. I can play Ked down here for 33, giving back easy score to opponent. It's not ideal. Opponent's play of Phil, does that help me? Oh, well, Keat is good. And Keat. How many vowels? 20 consonants, 17 vowels. What about Kent for 40? Okay, air radio, not quite. I have provided an easy scoring spot for opponent, which he jumps on top of. Now, 40 points behind would be a good time to bingo. Unfortunately, my trackpad doesn't seem to be working, so I can't shift the tiles around manually, which is a shame. No floaters to play through apart from the T in a very specific spot. IO date. So I'm thinking of OE here. 3 I's to come, 3 O's, and 4 E's. OE seems like a decent enough rack leave. It's 30 points. I'm going with this. That's quite nice. A bingo ending in E would be good. Aliad. No, I'm thinking idealize seaside. That'll work under the T for a 4-timer. Unlikely to remain available unless opponent has... Oh, it has remained available. So seaside will come down for 82, but it does provide an easy score for opponents, so maybe there's a better option. What about readies? That's better. Or better yet, dearies. Make the blank an R. Oop. I've played TS. That's not going to work. I have to end the bingo in an E. Disease. That'll work. So now the S is no longer there for an easy score. I draw the second blank. That was unexpected, but very much welcomed. I still can't shift the tiles around, which is a shame. Now I have the wash component of a word. Wash, goat wash, wash, it's a nice looking rack. I just can't see a bingo. I bet there is one though. The A not overly helpful. The D a little bit better than the A and W. But just not seeing it. So what about AH here? Actually, I was looking at even burning the S. Not seeing a way to do that. AH looks good for 27. I like the rack leave. Yeah. That's a better looking rack. W. Not seeing it. I have the sum component of a word, S-O-M-E. Sagedom. I don't know if that's a thing. If it is, it would play nicely through the D. There's a lot of words ending in D-O-M. Sagedoms. Let's try it. No. No good. Now, the I not a floater because of cuz. What about the D? Mega. I have the mega dose. Dogmas. No. And this A looking, what about IES? That's a distinct possibility. Camojis, I think is good. Camogis. Yep. Now opponent has 3 N's, 2 I's and a T. I don't think his intent is to bingo. And he doesn't have the extra T anyway. So what to do with cell? My final rack. Entwine. Okay, nice. And I think I'm down to 2 minutes. There we go. K and cell. That'll work. Cell for 14 or yeah, I think cell is fine. 14. And that's the end of the game, 474 to 388. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's have a look at what we missed. Back to the beginning. Opponent had this rack, cruisy, quite nice, for 40. Opponent goes with cuz for 28. Then Gab was best for 22. Peridia, nice bingo by opponent, the only one playable in one spot. So that gave me Horde and Tavar both scoring 33, but Tavar definitely a better rack leave by 7 equity points. Wow. And opponent's got this rack. Gyro suggested for 26 with a decent rack leave. Goes with Dotty. Ravy, that's not one you see every day. That's the top play for 22 AET rack leave. I went with Yay. 19, not far behind. Lexus for 39. Wow. Where's that? 11E. Making zaps and Lexus. Okay. Opponent goes with Glit for 10. Now Favor was best for 25. I took a bit of time on that move. And yeah, that seems to be the best option. And our opponent's got Orexis for 69 points at 01. Look at that. Orexis getting the X doubled and the whole word tripled. Massive bingo-y score. And having the potential to score next turn with the J. Opponent goes with Gox for 27. Trank for 48. I was glad to be able to get rid of the Q for that much points, for that many points without a U or an I. And then opponent's got je for 44. That's a decent score as well. At I-13. Parallel to Gox. Goes with ur. And ME was handy there. Scored well and balanced the rack pretty decently. And now opponent's getting closer to bingo territory, but no bingo here. Je still the best. Goes with juries for 41 and zaps. Now, no bingo here, but Leone. That's quite nice. Getting rid of 3 vowels, so slightly better than lone. Yep. I should have considered that. It's a word I do know. So, opponent picks the F and has drifted a little bit further away from the bingo territory with UF and no E. So, fill for 26, best option. Now, Kented for 54. Look at that. Getting the D tripled and the whole word doubled. That's massive. I just played Kent, and I could have extended it with ED for an extra 14 points. Now opponent's got Spurt for 37, and that was best. No bingo here, just a few rack balancing moves, and OE looks fine. Opponent a million miles from a bingo. Nav for 16 with Bown as a rack leave. Goes with Woe. Disease for 82 and a few others. Advisee. Okay, so that's fine. Semi-def on to the F. Wow. DEAF. And then opponent's got this rack. Wave for 45 was best. Nice play. And the scores are dead level. So look at this. AH for 27. But aha, just playing off, of course, making T. However, I think I did glance down and look at the vowel consonant balance and made a mental note of it so I think keeping the 2 vowels with the 2 consonants made sense given the number of consonants to come. And opponent has bidon, goes with bod for 21, and now game show. Wow, that would have been a massive 92-point power play. Goramis, Ugamis, and Camogis, and Mangiaos. So glad to have spotted one of those. And our opponent's got Entwine for 10, Init for 16 at 6B across here. But the game was lost at this stage. And then Sell for 14 was best. So that was the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. And I will see you next time.